news now, and US President Donald Trump says the Washington has pretty much reached a deal on TikTok. He suggests the agreement is close but not yet finalised. The comment comes amid efforts to resolve security concerns over Chinese ownership. That, of course, coming as a ban was set to take place for TikTok in the United States after a ruling, but it has been lifted with a deal on a potential sale being looked at, and Trump confirming there that that may be soon. We bring you some more breaking news now, and the president has vowed federal aid for the Texas flood tragedy, calling it shocking. The Texas National Guard rescues 7 girls caught in the Independence Day flooding. We will hopefully bring you some more information if those are seven of the girls who were of the more than 20 missing. While I wait for confirmation on that, we are joined now by a guest, Arvind Mahajan, who's the Lamar Savings Professor of Finance at the Texas A&M University, College Station, Texas. Arvind, thank you ever so much for being here. Firstly, could you just give us an insight on what the feeling is at the moment in the state of Texas, given this tragedy that has been at play and a loss of life that could be into the dozens?
Yes, a lot of mixed feelings. As you know, today is 4th of July, our Independence Day, and usually it means a lot of celebrations, a lot of barbecue with friends, and a lot of fireworks. On the other hand, we've suddenly had this flash floods, which took place yesterday night, quite unexpected. At least their intensity was very unexpected, and that certainly has put a damper on the celebration of the Independence Day. So it's very mixed feelings today.
Yes, absolutely, Arvind. And of course, the number of people missing is potentially still over 20. I'm just waiting for confirmation if that news that we brought you about 7 girls being rescued, if that's related to this summer camp in which young girls went missing. What do you think the search response has been like so far, and what further support is needed to try and rescue those that are still missing and that have been swept away after this torrential rain led to flash flooding?
Yeah, well, I mean, all the resources of the state really has been deployed to provide relief to people who've been affected by these flash floods. Texas A&M and College Station, we are the home of the emergency team, which goes out throughout the rest of the country, actually, whenever there's an emergency. And clearly that has been deployed, as have been rescue workers from all major cities in the state of Texas. So I think all the efforts, all hands are on deck at this point in trying to provide relief to people who have been affected by these floods. And indeed, it is very unfortunate because the area where the flooding took place, the Guadalupe River, it is usually very tranquil, and it's centuries-old place where people come during summer for camping and for bringing their children to camps. So indeed, from what I understand, the young girls which were missing, they were a part of a camp, and many, I understand, have been rescued. The numbers I'm getting are about 250 have been rescued through various different ways, through boats, but by helicopters as well. I understand there are 24 confirmed deaths, and indeed there are about 20 young girls who are still missing. So we are awaiting reports by ourselves in as to what's happening on the ground. But the situation is indeed quite grim because the rains came down. There was a forecast of the rain in this area in central Texas. But the rain was much more than what was expected. So Uh, there was, from what I understand, 22 feet of water rising just within 2 hours. And from the reports I have seen, the rain gauge stopped working after it measured 29 and a half feet of water level. So the storm was indeed raging, and the flow of the water was extremely fast. I will also point out that this area of the hill country in central Texas is going through one of the worst droughts in our history. And so the grounds are bone dry, and therefore they do not absorb the rain, and it results in the water just rushing down into the river. And that has indeed exacerbated the problem as well. The situation is grim. People are working very hard to save people. The government will provide support, and we are just waiting how things will unfold by this morning.
Arvind, thank you ever so much for joining us to discuss this devastating news that we've had through from Texas. Of course, any updates that we continue to get on the rescue efforts, we will bring you here on NewsX World. But we now move